So, Ade, we've been looking at the content of Atlas of the Heart, Brené Brown's new book, where she kind of identifies all these different emotions and really defines them and explores them through stories. And we've chosen to have that as our exploration for our Quest Wednesday, the next one coming up for us. And it's all around places we go to when we search for connection. So I was kind of interested to know, get your take on that, really.
Yeah, the big thing that came up for me when I was reading that chapter in the book was family of origin. Family of origin was a place that I constantly went to for connection. And when I think of connection, I think of a place where I'm wholeheartedly accepted. I can bring all of myself, my pain, my sorrows, my joy, my excitement, my wounds. And I never really got that. I never really felt connected um, whenever I'm around my family of origin. And there's something that Brene talks about in her work, that difference between belonging and fitting in. And I think for me, for some odd reason, one of the places that I searched for when it came to connection was that fitting in. I kind of learned to compromise. And it's only through doing this work I started to recognize that there's a difference between fitting in and belonging. And one of the things that Brene talks about in her work is I'm going to read it actually, any belonging that asks us to betray ourselves is not true belonging. So for me, one of the places that I really search for now are places where I feel that sense of true belonging, where I can bring all of myself. What about for yourself?
Yeah, it's interesting to hear about the family stuff. I mean, I was looking at it from the perspective of places, like places where I want to live. I'm in this inquiry at the moment about where do I want to live. And I thought about at the moment I'm living in Clapham South. And I thought, why does it feel so different from Clapham North, which are both very close to each other? And I think there is so many different factors that enable me to feel relaxed and that I feel like a sense of belonging. And it's usually to do with, weirdly, it's to do with diversity. It's to do with being around people who aren't like me. The more people I'm around that are not like me, and there's a diversity of that, the more at home I feel. Because it almost feels like we're all outsiders together. Whereas here in Clapham South, it's a homogenized, very white, middle class, uh, what is often described as yummy mummy land. You know, there's lots of young families. During the daytime, you see lots of mums actually, predominantly with babies, and it just seems too binary. I just don't feel like I belong here. Whereas Clapham North is a lot more diverse. Ethnically, it was more diverse, age-wise, and even the amount of money that people had. There was big differentials between people with big houses right next to council houses, and I love that sense of being in the mix. It helps me to relax. It helps my system to relax, and I feel I can operate more effectively, more expressively from there. So, yeah, I'm kind of curious around that particular inquiry right now.
Great. I think it's going to be a really rich exploration, actually. So we've identified two domains. You were talking about home, I was talking about family of origin, and there's so many other domains that could be brought into this exploration. So I'm really, really looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to hearing what people bring to the table and what their experiences are. Yeah.